With everybody working from home or even just being quarantined at home, Zoom has become a really useful tool and it's free for many purposes. Let me show you how easy it is to sign up and start using it right now.
So Zoom has been around for quite some time, but in the last few weeks has gained a ton in popularity. With all of us, or so many of us now having to work from home or being confined to our homes during this coronavirus outbreak, it's been huge, right? And many people are using it even in their personal lives just to communicate with family. And a lot of us even at work are using it because it's just pretty convenient to try to connect with, let's say, a customer or someone on the outside. So let me just run real quick on how easy it is to sign up and what the different plans are. So I'm here on their website, which is zoom.us. And let's go ahead and navigate to their plans and pricing. As you see, they've got a free plan, pro, business, enterprise. For most of you, a free should be fine, especially if you're using it on a personal note. You can do a meeting unlimited as long as it's one-on-one. But if it's you with two or more other people at the same time, you can still have the meeting. It's just a 40-minute time limit. So that's just up to you to decide. I would recommend starting with the free one. If that becomes an issue, you can always upgrade. Now, if you're using it for business and you need to have an hour meeting, 2-hour meetings, you're going to want to go for the pro plan at least. And depending on how many participants you're going to have. For most businesses, having 100 participants is going to be fine. So again, that's $15 a month per person that hosts these meetings. Really affordable. But again, on the personal side, you can go ahead and just start up with the free plan. I advise you to do that. Give it a try, play with it. You'll see it's really simple. So if you want to sign up, very simple. Click the sign up button, put in your email address if it's for work, if it's for personal, put your personal. Click the sign up button. It'll walk you through it. I think it sends you an email too to verify the account, and you're good to go. So what I'll do is I'll sign into my account here and show you how easy it is to use. So I'm going to put in my credentials. We'll sign in. Now, when you sign in, you'll have your own account here. And there are a ton of settings. I'm not going to go through all of them because by default, it's usually pretty good to use. The account I'm showing you now is a paid one that we use for webinars, but it's the same platform. It looks just the same. You can have all these settings that you want to use, like for your meetings. Again, you wouldn't have this webinar button, but your recordings, all that good stuff. But you won't really have to mess with that. Out of the box, you're pretty much ready to go once you set up your profile and set up your account. So there's a few ways you can start a meeting. If you want to schedule a meeting, pretty simple, schedule the meeting button. And you would set up a title for it. If there's going to be a topic, maybe it's for personal use again, and it's just birthday party. I know a lot of people I've talked to right now are using these because it's someone's birthday and they want to have a birthday party over Zoom. So you could name this whatever you want, put in a description. Of course, if it's for work, maybe the topic of the meeting, what date and time it's going to be at, how long you expect the meeting to go. Again, if it's the free plan, you're going to be limited to 40 minutes if it's more than just a one-on-one meeting, just as a reminder. And you can even require it to have a password. If it's for work, that's a good idea. If you're going to use it personally, you can uncheck that if you don't want it to be there. And you can have there's a lot of different things you can default to, but usually you just leave it as it is. But for example, if you wanted participants' video to be on as soon as they came in, you can do that. But I would just leave everything as it is. You'll click the save button, and then it will create that meeting for you at some point in the future, and you can send the link, which I'll show you in a second how to do. You can send a link with instructions for anyone to join the meeting. Of course, if you're on the receiving end, you would click that link, or you can log into your account and click join a meeting, and you would put in a meeting ID number, which nowadays you just get a link, you click it, it takes you right to that meeting. But to simulate, if you had a meeting scheduled, or if you want to even have a meeting on the fly, right? Let's say I was talking to someone on the phone and say, you know what, let's just have a Zoom meeting here. You could click host a meeting, and really you can choose any of these, but I'll go ahead and start with the video on. Right, so when I log in my camera, I'm on the laptop right now. It's going to have my video on. Now, if it's your first time launching a Zoom meeting, and you haven't before from the computer you're on, you're going to have a little prompt here in the bottom that's going to download a small program to open a Zoom app. Very light program. It doesn't consume any resources in your computer. You'll go ahead and install that, and you can launch the meeting. Now, if you're trying to join a meeting, you don't have to download anything, which is one of the beauties of this product. So if you send a link out to someone, they can just join the meeting in the web browser. They won't have to install anything if they don't want to. But to be the meeting host, you're going to want to download the Zoom app. And again, I already have it installed. So my browser is saying, hey, do you want to open Zoom? I'll say, sure, click open Zoom. And in a few moments, you'll see Zoom. There it is starting. And it's asking me, hey, do I want to join through my computer audio or do I want to join for phone call? You can choose either one. I'll go ahead and just join with computer audio. And there I am. There's a video. I can move my laptop here. And one of the biggest questions we get is, hey, how do we do these fancy backgrounds? So here I have a picture of the office or a office. You can find any picture you want and put it back down there. But I'll walk you through that. That's one of the question number ones. If you go to this video button, I can stop the video or I can restart it. And here on the options, you'll see choose virtual background. So if I do none, you'll see here I am. This is my actual background. We're working at home, self-quarantined here. And some people are fine with that. Just have your actual, background. And some people like to maybe have a little bit more privacy or want to just have something fun. So again, I can go here to this little arrow. And there's a bunch of video settings you can choose. But again, I won't bore you with those now. Choose virtual background and say, you know what, I'm going to do a picture of the office. Here's a cybersecurity office picture I found and put that in for fun, right? So yeah, it's a fun tool to use, especially when you're using it personally. But let me continue walking you through here, this ribbon on the bottom. So if you're the host, you're going to have this ribbon that has all these options. So again, you can mute yourself, unmute yourself, stop video, start your video. Here, you can invite other people to the meeting. So if you did one on the fly, here's where you invite your guests. So I can just click this button and it would just copy a URL or a website link that I can send directly to the person I want to invite. They click on it and they're going to be able to log right into the meeting. I can copy the invitation and just paste it into an email. Or if I click one of these buttons, if you use Gmail or Yahoo or whatever your default email program, it'll open up an email with all the directions pasted in there. You've probably received these type of emails before. Put in the person you want to send it to and you're golden. They'll get the email and with the link, click it and they'll join. If you have a meeting password, which mine does, it's applied that as well so they can log in. Pretty easy to do to invite people. And once you have people that have arrived, you'll see you can manage participants. Now, right now, it's just me, one person. So you're only seeing my name here. But if you had multiple names, you could drag over them and you have control as the host. I can mute somebody. I can rename what their display name is. And sometimes when you have a lot of people, there's a good reason to mute everybody. It can get kind of crazy. So you can either mute someone individually, maybe they got a lot of background noise, or you can come to the bottom and mute everybody, right? And when I mute everyone, I can allow people to mute themselves, or if I uncheck this, they cannot unmute themselves. I would have to. So that's pretty useful, like in a business setting. Especially if you have a ton of people, you may not want to just give everyone access to unmute themselves. I'll just cancel it out. Because when you get 10, 20, 30 people all with their speakers on, they might have some background noise. It just gets a bit hectic. So that's one of the biggest tips I can give you as hosting one is make sure you know how to use the mute all button. And then you can unmute people individually or give them the option to, right? Just totally depends. So manage participants, very useful. I'll get back to share screen in a second. Chat window. Again, if it's just for personal use, a few people you'll just be talking to anyway. But there might be a reason to chat if you have a lot of people on the Zoom, especially for business. And here you can choose to chat to everybody, or you can chat to a particular person. It'll actually show their display name once they've joined the meeting. You can even send files through chat. Pretty useful tool. You can record your meetings. So if you're doing this for business, maybe it's a training session, and you want to record that, and it'll let you record directly to the computer you're on or in the cloud. Now, I think that changes depending on what plan you have, how much storage you have for your videos, because it's just a video file of your meeting. But you'll be able to do that nonetheless on your computer, and it'll save it as a file. Reactions, you can pretty much give someone a thumbs up, clap. If they're talking, it'll actually here I'll do it. It'll show you a little display here up in the corner that you see. Hey, good job. But the heart of what you're going to be using Zoom now, especially during these situations, is video. Exactly what I'm doing here. And as more people join, you'll see it'll split up into different tiles. I'm sure you've seen that before. And by default, whoever's speaking it'll highlight their tile. They'll take the main view of what that looks like. So a lot of what Zoom is used for is to share the screen, right? We use that a ton too. And again, if you're in a business environment, we do too. We have Teams, Microsoft Teams. You might have Skype for Business, which has a lot of this functionality. So internally, keep using those tools. That's fine. But the reason I like Zoom is for external people, right? If I'm trying to talk to a vendor or a customer and maybe they don't have Teams or Skype, Zoom just makes it easy. I can send them a link, get right to it. Doesn't matter what they use in their own business. They're good to go. So I know a lot of you might use, again, something different within your business. That's fine. But for a free plan, this might be good in a pinch to talk to somebody that doesn't use those tools, right? So if I hit share screen, it gives you a few different options. Screen, pretty simple. It's my entire desktop. So anything that's open, any windows on that monitor, I would see. Or you can choose an individual. So here I've got a pop-up that came from OneDrive, so I can choose that. I can even choose a whiteboard. It's actually kind of fun. So I'll choose whiteboard and click share. In here, you can draw anything you want, right? So I can draw a big happy face. And my artistic skills aren't so good, but it's kind of fun, right? You can do that. You can give other people control too once they join. Maybe they want to draw on the whiteboard and explain something to you. But you can also do a different share. So in this case, I'll go ahead and clear all my drawings and come back and say, I want to actually share a PowerPoint. So I have a little slide open just as an example. Click share. And now you guys can see my entire screen. I can maximize that and we're good to go. Now, as a guest of the Zoom, right, I can control also, you would see this, or your guest would have the same sort of window where they can minimize the video. Maybe they don't want to see somebody talking, or they want to go ahead and see that camera. They can choose that as well. So you can go through your slides, everyone can see it. They can choose to see the video or not, or you can turn off your video at any time. Again, I would go to my toolbar here and hit stop video. Now you noticed when I'm sharing my screen, this toolbar came up to the top, whereas before I had it in the bottom. So you just hover over this little green and red ribbon here, and I can choose what I want to do. So again, I can annotate over it. I can pause my sharing. I can still stop my video. Now my video is completely gone. And if I want to stop my sharing, now I'm back here again with my video off. So pretty easy to use. That's just a quick rundown. Again, kind of more the default settings. You can get even fancier. You can try the background image. Just find any image you want. Just type in Zoom background. There's tons of them online. And you just import that in and you're good to go. Again, if you don't want that, you're going to have something like this by default, just to show you again. So it'll be obviously just your full camera and your background like that. But really simple to use. Zoom is such a great tool, especially with what's going on now. The free tool, again, is very useful for people in their personal lives, right? To be talking to their friends and family they haven't seen for a while, that we're all isolated from. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions, just hit them down in the comment below. If you have any pro tips or things maybe I didn't cover, hey, share it with all of us. Put it down in the comments. It helps everyone that watches this video. And again, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube page. And if you like these type of videos and you want to be notified, hit the bell notification and you'll see these videos when they come up. But again, go out, go to zoom.us. I'll put a link down below in the description. Sign up for a free account, play around with it, talk to your friends, family. And if you want to use it for business, it's a great tool as well. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we can get back to our offices soon. And this whole thing's over with, and we won't have to Zoom as much. But again, thanks, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you on the next video.